जय माता। चरणं शरणं रमाम्बिके, चरणं शरणं त्र्यम्बके. The human quest for peace, love, and fulfillment often leads individuals to wander through external worlds, scaling mountains, visiting temples, and searching through scriptures. Yet, the profound teaching of Sri Ramadevi Amma gently redirect this outward gaze inward, reminding humanity that the ultimate sanctuary of peace and the truest companion we possess reside within our own being. This internal anchor is the higher self, the changeless reality behind our changing thoughts, emotions, and physical existence. It is not a distant deity ruling from a remote heaven, but the very breath of our breath, the silent witness to our joys and sorrows, and an inseparable companion that never abandons us even when the world does. When an individual awakens to this inner presence, a remarkable transformation occurs. The mundane world is no longer seen as a place of binding attachments or exhausting duties, but as a vibrant playground for spiritual evolution. Ramadevi Amma beautifully synthesized this truth by elevating the concept of domestic life, declaring that the home itself can be transformed into a spiritual heaven. In the vision of Ramadevi Amma, spirituality is not a practice confined to forest, recluses, or monastic isolation. Rather, it finds its most potent expression within the walls of one's own home. The home is the primary laboratory of the soul, where virtues like patience, forgiveness, selflessness, and unconditional love are tested and perfected. Ramadevi Amma taught that when family members view one another not merely through the lens of earthly relationships but as manifestations of the divine Ishvara, the atmosphere of the home undergoes a radical shift. Duties cease to be burdens and instead become offering of love. Cooking, cleaning, and caring for children are elevated to acts of worship. In such an environment, the friction of daily life dissolves into harmony. The home ceases to be a mere physical shelter or a site of domestic conflict. It becomes a sacred space, a veritable heaven on earth, where the divine presence is palpably felt in every interaction. This transformation of the home is directly linked to the realization of the higher self as our inseparable companion. When we anchor our awareness in Ishvara, who dwells within us, we no longer depend on external validation, wealth, or circumstances to feel complete. The higher self provides an inexhaustible reservoir of strength and peace that allows us to face the inevitable dualities of life, pleasures and pain, success and failure with equanimity. Armed with this inner stability, a householder can navigate the complexities of worldly responsibilities without losing their spiritual orientation. Ramadevi Amma emphasized that the true measure of spiritual progress is not the performance of miracles or the acquisition of intellectual knowledge, but the cultivation of a pure heart and a peaceful home. By recognizing the higher self within and serving the same divine essence in our family members, the ideal of a heavenly home is fully realized. Ultimately, the teachings of Ramadevi Amma bridge the apparent divide between the sacred and the secular, demonstrating that the highest spiritual heights can be scaled from the comfort of one's heart. The inseparable companion, the higher self, is the silent force that guides us through the maze of worldly life, ensuring that we are never truly alone or lost. When the mind is purified through selfless service, devotion, and constant awareness of Ishvara, the boundaries between the inner world and the outer world begin to blur. The peace that passeth all understanding fills the heart, and that very same peace radiates throughout the household. Home is no longer just a house, it becomes heaven, a sanctuary of divine love where the soul rests in its natural state of joy, forever accompanied by the timeless light of the higher self. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige Charanam Sharanam Trayambage. Jai Mata.